there are a number of handicap rules that different players of different strength can use for Chu Shogi. Some of the less serious ones involve removing some of the generals. There's one copper general, one silver general, one gold general, a blind tiger, ferocious leopard. But those are relatively weak pieces. There's also a handicap of a rook. The most serious handicaps involve the lion. So one way is to simply remove one of the handicap giver's lion, for example, like that. It's also possible for the player receiving the handicap to start with 2 lions by starting the Kirin as a lion. And it's also possible to have 3 lions. What you do is you swap the phoenix of the handicap receiver with the Kirin of the handicap giver, and then you start this as a promoted lion as well. Usually when it's played like this, the ferocious leopards start 1 square above in order to give some defense to some of the other pieces now that the lion is not around. So you can have handicaps of lions and also other pieces. So there's also 3 lions and also the free king. So you start like that. And there's also 3 lions and 5 pieces. So you remove the free king, a dragon king, a rook, a vertical mover, and a side mover, presumably all from the same side. So you would remove the free king, the dragon king, a rook, a vertical mover, and a side mover. So this is the 3 lions and 5 piece handicap. That's the strongest handicap that's in general use. And as usual, the player giving the handicap plays first. So in this case, white would go first. Traditionally, for shogi, black goes first, but when there's a handicapped game, the white pieces are removed and white goes first. That's always confusing to me, and in most game notations, if there's a handicap, you start the numbering with 2 because the first move of black is skipped. It's basically, the first move of black is basically to remove the white pieces, so to say. I've also seen variations. It's technically not a handicap play, but variations of Chu Shogi where only the pieces that are familiar to shogi players are on the board, and sometimes also the lion on top of the familiar pieces, basically as a way to familiarize one to the 12 by 12 board without having to introduce new pieces. So in this case, you would keep the lance, the silver, the gold, the king, and the bishop, and the rook. Actually, I think I made a video containing just those pieces in one of the first videos of this series, and basically just play that. Obviously there's no drop rules, so it's probably easier to play than shogi. So those are the main handicaps and handicap variants and other variants of Chu Shogi that one can use to practice using some of these pieces and getting used to the 12 by 12 board and tactics of Chu Shogi. Thanks for watching.